Fellow competitors in Top Fuel Racing getting ready for the semi-final round at the Winternationals. Don Garlits in the far lane, a story in himself, coming back after that disastrous crash just 1 week ago. He is racing against the reigning world champion Joe Amato, another innovative car for the Pennsylvania-based driver. Another prominent woman in drag racing is Joe's wife, Jerry. She is out in front of the car, giving him the hand signals, directing him back into his own tracks after the long burnout. Earlier, Steve had a chance to talk to Jerry.
1 year ago at the Winternationals, Don Garlits appeared to be headed for the winner's circle until he ran into Joe Amato, who put him away. Joe went on to become the world champion. And this is Jerry Amato. You got a shot at Big Daddy again here, Jerry. How do you feel about it?
Steve, I feel good going into it, but he's been around a long time, and he really knows what he's doing.
There are some drivers when they race Garlits, Beck comes to mind, that maybe he psychs them out, but Joe doesn't appear to have that problem.
No, I don't think so. He's pretty aggressive, and he's ready for him.
Now, in the elapsed time department, you've got an edge.
Yeah, a little bit, but he can still gain on him.
Okay, good luck to you, kid.
Thanks, Steve.
Don Garlits on a hot streak. He has won the last 2 major NHRA championships, but Joe Amato, the hottest driver on the circuit today. This is semifinal racing at the Winternationals. Joe Amato near lane, Garlits in the far lane. And a tremendous wheel stand for Amato. He backs back pedal, and there the motor goes away in an explosion for Amato. Joe Amato wins the race, but levels the motor. He brings the car to a safe stop. Jerry Amato very worried. You can tell by the look on her face about her husband Joe, but the car to a safe stop. You see the safety people over checking immediately. Here we watch again. Look at the wheel stand. Joe Amato riding on those back tires, trying to stay away from the center line. The tire smoking. Garlits gets in front, but then he has engine problems, allowing Amato by, and then boom. There it is, the engine explosion that tore the supercharger right off the top of Joe Amato's dragster. The parachute stays on even with the intense flame, allowing Joe Amato to bring his dragster to a safe stop.
Well, the safety safari, as always, right on the scene. Joe Amato wins the race, but completely destroys an engine. Apparently, some of the shrapnel flattening the left rear tire. Joe, still with his helmet on here, staring where the supercharger used to be. Now, there are very strong restraint straps required to hopefully keep those superchargers near the engine, but apparently this one was just so violent that the straps, as strong as they are, could not handle it. So this is one of the few superchargers we've seen get away from the automobile with the restraints in place. Joe, that was just a violent one.
Yeah, it was violent, Steve. You know, we won the race, so that's the main thing. We got another motor, and hopefully we'll get back in and win this whole thing.
Boy, that's an expensive explosion. We're looking at $5 or $6 grand minimum there.
Yeah, it's more like 10 probably, but you know, that's racing. You know, you have to be willing to take the good with the bad. I'm glad we won the race. You could have lost the race and blew the motor up too, and that'd be a lot worse.
A philosophical Joe Amato, but he's in the final. This is the man that beat him 1 year ago. Gary Ormsby, the defending Winternationals champion. Gary has brought a brand new car to this 1985 season opener. It is filled with innovative devices, primarily in the aerodynamic field. Earlier we took a look at them. Steve's had a chance to look at them close up.
We've talked a lot about funny car aerodynamics. Well, the Top Fuel dragster drivers are thinking seriously about it, too. Witness Gary Ormsby's car. Now, this piece of hand-formed sheet metal, there's one on either side, attaches to the chassis and hopefully will force air around instead of over the rear tires, getting those rear tires a little more streamlined. Other factors included in Ormsby's car, it's the longest Top Fuel dragster I've ever seen at 265 inches. Now, he says it's got built-in traction because at that length, it'll flex and put more weight on the rear wheels through weight transfer. Also, because Gary's only 5'8", they've been able to lower the cage on the car a full 2 inches, get it a little more streamlined. They've raised the cowl in front of Gary. They ran wind tunnel tests on a model of this car and could tell by the smoke they put over it that by raising the cowl, then that air goes directly into the blower scoop. So Gary Ormsby may well be on the right track.
Trying to stop Gary Ormsby in this semifinal round is the #1 qualifier, Larry Minor. He's in the near lane, Ormsby in the far lane. Bit of a staging duel going on. Both drivers have approached the starting line. Now they're inching into the staging beams. Ormsby comes in last. The flash of green and tire smoke for Larry Minor puts him out of the race. Gary Ormsby, we've got a rematch of 1984 as Ormsby will meet Joe Amato in the final. Ormsby will have lane choice, but remember, Joe Amato must replace that exploded engine. We'll be right back to the Winter Nationals.